Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to Fog's World. Bob's still here. Don't worry. Alright, so in today's episode, I thought we'd do some work around here. Let me go show you. Oh, so first off, let me show you here. We're up to 50 wither skulls. And that did not take a whole lot of doing. That wasn't that hard to get. So the wither farm's working great. But what I want to show you is actually down below. You remember we trapped that wither a while back. So let's go take a look at how he's doing. As you can tell, he's doing just great. He's been quite happy. Oh, hold on. We got to get this guy before he becomes a problem. Come here. Come here, Squishy. I mean, the slimes down here turn out to not be a problem, but they are a little bit of a nuisance. So as you can see, this guy's been happily there without destroying things since we put him there. And I've been in and out of this area a lot. I've been hanging around and waiting to see if he would become a problem. Let me back away because he's loud. I've been waiting to see if he would become a problem. Turns out, no, he's not a problem at all. So, I've been starting work on the new tree farm. And this is the design that Impulse used. I can't remember the name of the guy that came up with the design. I mentioned it before. I will find it and stick it in the description, or maybe I'll mention it later in the episode after I've had a chance to go and look it up. But that's not important right now. What's important is that I've got it started. I've got it blocked out. We're going to push all the blocks down straight towards the wither. We're going to take advantage of the fact that if we ever hit the wither with anything, he'll give off a pulse and destroy most blocks near him. And that's how we're going to get rid of the wood fast enough. But I have the basics blocked out. I've got the basic functionality in place already. So I already have, this is for bone meal, and the bone meal feeds into this ladder, dropper ladder. This is actually a good spot to stop and look at it because it hasn't been surrounded by the rest of the machine, and you can actually see how it works here, which is kind of cool. So let's go over it. So what we have here, this is where our entrance is going to be. We'll come in here. This lever here attaches to this line of redstone and goes up there and works a double piston extender up there. So that block right there, that block of glowstone, is what prevents oak trees from growing branches. With that block reduced there, oak trees will never get higher than 7 blocks tall. And we won't get branches. So if I turn it off, then you'll notice that the double piston extender is retracted. And now we can grow the other trees as tall as they need to be grown. So yeah, nice little idea that he came up with, nice mechanism. So I didn't design any of this stuff. I'm just laying it out and figuring out how to get it all to fit in and all that. This here already works. So it gets us up here, gets us down here. Bone meal ejector is already working. It's filling up still because whenever you turn it on, any bone meal that's been put in there starts to feed through it. So let's see, let's get an oak tree. We're in oak mode, right? So I can come here. I can put an oak tree here. And boom. Now the thing that's missing, of course, is the ability to detect when the oak tree has grown and come in and smash all the leaves and remove the wood automatically. Right now I have to remove the wood by hand, like that. But that's a small price to pay for now. At least it's functional. And eventually I'll go ahead and build the rest. So the difficult part is yet to come, of course. Well, we'll just let that decay. The difficult part is yet to come because we've got to build all the pistons around it that smash all the leaves and remove the wood And they're going to take that wood and they're going to push it out towards these pistons here. And this is going to be pushed over to here and down to here. So this is the bottommost of a 7 high piston stack. And each of these is going to push down a block. This is actually going to be wider than this. It'll be 3 wide. It'll punch down a 3 by 3 block, basically. Well, 3 by 2 and 3 block of wood right towards this guy. So yeah, we're off to a good start. But I'm not going to build this guy on camera. That's way too much work, and it's not my design. So I'm not as interested in building this on camera. I mean, like I said, it's not my design, so why would I want to do that? But it does work, and it's, you know, I'm pretty happy with the way this is coming out. This, by the way, is a neat little trick. This guy right here gets butted because of the power that's coming through here, and this guy triggers the bud for him. So yeah, all sorts of neat little tricks that he's got going here. Little simple monostable circuit here that causes this to fire with a single tick. Same thing with this one. This is a 1-tick flip-flop right here. This becomes a 1-tick flip-flop, and this becomes a 1-tick flip-flop. When this is pushed over here, it powers this here, which comes back into this comparator circuit right here. There's a comparator clock. And this comparator clock is what fires off these droppers and the not the dropper, the dispenser up there for the bone meal. So yeah, nice design. But we're not going to do that today. What we're going to do today is we're going to come right about over to here, and we're going to build. We need to build an elevator because the going up and down this ladder is way too slow. So what I've done is I've taken a note of where this block is right here. And if you come up here... Ah, it's good to get away from that guy. He is loud. So if you come up here, let's do a quick sleep. Make sure we don't have to deal with zombies in the area. Even though the area is really well lit up, we do occasionally get a zombie horde in here, because no matter how much you light it up, you're going to occasionally get those. If you look at this torch right here, that is directly over that spot. So that means we want to build our elevator kind of out probably right here, to be honest. Somewhere here. Unfortunately, I kind of made a mistake when I laid this out, and I laid it out in an even pattern instead of an odd one. So I'm going to have to give some thought to that. But let me get some materials together, figure out where I'm going to build this elevator and how I'm going to build it, and then we'll talk some more. Alright guys, I'm back. I had to put this out here because I realized I've got a whole bunch of machinery underground here for my sorting machine, and I had to avoid it, so I had to come farther out here. So I've excavated this big shaft. This is going to be our mine shaft in here. And as you can maybe tell here, we're going to backfill some of this. Let's go down and see what's down below. I've got this nice little hallway that's going to lead back to the tree farm, right back in here. I like the way this looks, and I'm going to carry that look back into here a bit. But what we need to do first is we need to position some stuff. So we're going to be building back in here. So right here, what I want to do is I want to build a, let's see, that's the dropper. Okay, and that's the dispenser. So I need a dropper here and a dispenser on top of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to build a machine that's capable of ejecting a minecart right from here. So if we put something in here, it should work its way back into here and then eject whatever comes into here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a minecart fall down. Minecart comes in here, gets spat out right there. We're going to build a bud right behind it so that when we step into the minecart, it'll trigger the bud and it will launch us right up and around all the way up to the top. So let's get busy. So we've got this stuff in place. Let's go ahead and put down some prismarine blocks to kind of fill this in, make it look a little better. Like this. We'll fill in the rest in a minute. I don't want to get too crazy because I got to be able to get back in here. So let's go ahead and start filling in back here. We need a way to detect, whoops, not you, there we go. We need a way to detect when this guy is full. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put another floor in here. We don't need to get below any more than this. So let's come over here. Let's get, not a repeater, we need a comparator. Right here. This goes back into some redstone here and here. And this is going to come into here. I got to open this area up a bit. Like this. Let's go ahead and clear this out so we've got room to build our bud. Should do, should do. All right, we need a repeater right here, set to 1 tick. And we need a block right there. So this now, when we put something into the hopper here, it should detect that it's there and do this little ejection thing. And that's going to spit it out into this guy. So now we got to get it the rest of the way out. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to put a torch right there. We're going to put a block right above the torch. And we're going to put another torch right there. And that will let it get all the way ejected. So let's see. If I put this in here, it should spit it out right there. There it is. Perfect. All right. So the next thing we need a bud switch right behind here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to put you there. And we're going to put a prismarine block here. We're going to come around behind. Let's open this up a little bit. Give me some room to work. And, yep, this works. We're going to put, actually I want to slip a little piece of light right there. Because what I'm going to do is put a sticky piston right there. And on the back of the sticky piston, we're going to put one of those. I'm carrying too many things, let me tell you. Okay, so next up, got to build a simple bud. Get that out of there. Put you there. You're going to go up to here. This does not have to be a half slab, but it might just as well. And you're going to come, let's see. We want you to be powered right like this, and then you come back into here and do this and that. Oh, actually we don't need you. We can leave you open. Like this and like this and that and like that, and that should do it, I think. Let's see if that gives us a bud. It should. Oh, whoop. I messed up. Yep, I messed up, and I know where I messed up too. Okay. I need a repeater in there somewhere. Whoops. Little awkward here, people. Okay, let's get up on top of this. Give me something to stand on. and right there. That should do it. Okay, so one pulse. Hit it again. It should pulse again. It does. Okay, good. That's what we want. Now, the other thing we need to do is when that pulses, we want to have a piece of powered rail right here. And we want that to turn on whenever this pulses, because we're going to put a piece of string right there. And so when we walk in here, it's going to trigger the... See that? We walk in, it triggers the bud. Just like that. And we want this to turn on whenever that bud's triggered. So what we have to do is we have to power this block right here whenever that gets triggered. Well, that turns out to be very easy to do. All we have to do is put a little power right here. And we're going to put a redstone repeater right here. Set it to 4 ticks so we get a really long pulse. And then we come back in here with some redstone. Put some redstone there. And we'll put a block right on top of this right here. Like that. And we're going to put some redstone on that, just like that. Now whenever this extends, that redstone block will be over this block, which will turn on this redstone, which will power that right there. So we should see that now. Yep, perfect. See how it turned on? We get an extra tick there, but I don't mind the extra tick. I'll live with that. All right, so next up, let me demonstrate how this will work here. Need to get a minecart. So if we throw a minecart in here, it ejects right there. Then when we climb into the minecart, we'll trigger the button and it's going to send us off. Just like that. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty nifty. Come on, get out of there. There we go. That is pretty much all there is to it. Now at this point, we can start blocking in the rest of this. We're going to come over to here. I'm going to do one more little thing. I'm carrying around too many picks because my picks are all on the edge of breaking. So we can safely put a torch above this because it won't interact with that comparator. So let's go ahead and do that. Put a torch right there. Then we're going to put a block on top of this, like this. And now when we put some powered rail on this, it will power that segment of powered rail right there. So let's go ahead and do some filling in. We're going to pop you in there and you over to there. I want another light source back here. Like that. And then just to match this pattern, I'm going to put just a regular old piston right there so that it looks the same from the back. And then we're going to match this pattern over here with... Where'd you go? Don't I have that dark prismarine? I thought I did. Oh, maybe I don't. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and finish this little bit here. That's going to fire, which is okay. And then we're going to come right into here and fill you in. And we'll go ahead and build out the rest of this just to show how it's going to look. Come into here with you and with you. And we go up one more. And then we use the regular rail right here. And we come back here. Whoops. Oh, no. Silly me. Silly me. That's a wall. Sorry. There we go. That's correct. And then we're going to come build these guys up. And that is pretty much all there is to it. We're just going to keep building these right around. And we will be on our way. So that's the way this is going to look. Let's go ahead and give her another test. Where'd my minecart go? Did I break my minecart? Where'd you go? It must have fallen in the back. Okay, well, let me go get another minecart and we'll do it again. Alright, so here we go. I'm back. I got a minecart. He goes in there. We climb in. Off we go. And we'll just ride this all the way up. Okay, so I've got some building to do. I'm going to go ahead and retrieve my minecart. I'm going to go ahead and build this all the way up, just so you can see how this is going to work. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and power these blocks right in here into the wall like that, so that I don't have to show any kind of power on these rails. You can see that'll light it up just fine, and you won't be able to see the torch. So anyway, I'm going to carry that all the way up to the top, and once I'm up there, we will talk again. So I will see you shortly. There you have it. I've got the whole shaft brought up to the top, and now I need to finish it off. So here's what we're going to do. We need to finish this thing, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to come right over here and build a dropper mechanism right here, right there. And we're going to come underneath like that. And we're going to come over here as well. Right here. And there. And there. And that should... No, not there. I went one too far. Right there. And this should enable us to finish this thing off. This guy's going to come right across the top like that. And let's go ahead and put in this last little bit. So the way this is going to work is this guy's going to come up and he's going to come onto... Sorry, he's going to come on to a hopper. Just like this. Right in here. Whoops, not there. Like this and this and this. We're going to put a piece of sand right there, and we're going to put a cactus right on top of that. I don't have a cactus on me. I'll go get a cactus in a minute. We're going to put a cactus there. And now what we have to do, so anytime when we get to the top here, let's go ahead and put the rest of this powered rail in. So we ride the minecart to the top. It's going to hit the cactus. That's going to break the minecart. The minecart will drop into the hopper and drop over here into the dropper. Let's go ahead and backfill this so that we cover it up. And then right here, we're going to build an ejector mechanism. So let's come back in here and do that. Now we should be able to get a repeater right in there. Yep, perfect. And pull you down and around to there. And that will cause this guy to eject. Now, let's make sure this works. If I put in a little piece of glowstone. Yep, there it goes. It ejected all the way across here. Okay, pop you there, put you there to keep it from growing. Keep me from being able to walk into it. Excellent. Now we've got to finish this off. We're going to use some stained glass to cap this off right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the bottom and we are going to fill it all the rest of this up with this black stained glass. So, and I also have a piece of ice that I need to melt down there. So let's go ahead and do that. Give me an ender pearl. We'll head down. Boom. Put some carpet there. Right. Now, black stained glass. So what we're going to do, we are going to fill all this in with black stained glass, just like that. And we're just going to build this right up to the top. But before I get any farther, I want to melt a piece of ice right there. So let's go ahead and get a torch ready. We need to put him... Let's see, if I put him there, that's not going to work because I've got... That wasn't supposed to happen. I need you. Oh dear. You're going to go right there. No, right there. There we go. There we go. Because I need you to melt you. And I don't want it... Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. I don't want that to melt. And given... You know, I'm going to do two. I'm going to do 2 blocks of ice. And the reason I want to do 2 blocks of ice is because I don't trust that 1 will be enough to stop me. So this guy won't melt. And you remember, we've done these before, right? As long as you don't update that block of water, it won't fall. And that should be it. We should be good to go now. Let's give her a little test. We're going to need that minecart. Actually, when the minecart breaks, it should go in there and eject into there, and down it goes. Well, it should go down. Anyway. And we jump down. Splash. There it is. Ready for us to ride up again. Up we go. Nice. We come out the top. It breaks. It ejects. And it's back down at the bottom for us to ride up again. There you go. That's simple. Well, guys, that's all we have time for today. As always, if you like what you saw here, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. We do this every week. And I will talk to you all again next time. Bye-bye, guys.